Hi, welcome. My name is Sylvester Hansen, and I will be your artist slash narrator for this tentative tutorial. Today, the theme is Whatever Works, and for this theme, I have drawn Jared Padalecki from TV Supernatural. So what you see here is me starting up the drawing. I found this drawing on Google, simply just Googled his name, and then found it. I have titled this tentative tutorial Whatever Works for the simple fact that I see a lot of information out there, especially in the tutorials, which I disagree with. Now, what I find is that if you want to draw, or if you're interested in becoming a better artist than what you are now, you need to consider whatever works for you to become a better artist. I find a lot of people out there are trying to advise on where to start, trying to say things like, well, you have to do it this sort of way, or never ever do fan art, for instance, is a very popular one. You have to show your individuality, you need to hone your style. And personally, I find that that is a load of crap. I do not agree whatsoever. So why did I decide this particular actor for this particular lesson? Um, I am pretty active on the site DeviantArt. And on DeviantArt, I am part of one or two subgroups that deals with the Supernatural TV show. And those are probably the subgroups that are the most active. I cannot say how many posts it is per day, but it is upwards of 30 per group. And I'm just doing the overall ones. I'm not doing the specific, I'm super into this character group. This is just the overall ones. What I see there are a lot of artists of varying degrees of skill, testing out by simply drawing the characters in different situations, writing a lot of fan fiction, doing all sorts of different things there. And one of the things that is fun is actually seeing the same people uploading content day after day, after week, after week, after month, and seeing them progress. Now, of course, they progress within the framework of Supernatural. They progress within the framework of fan art, within the framework of drawing this one set of characters. But that actually brings us back to the main point of this video, which is if it works for you, then it works. If you're getting better, who cares how you're getting better? I think that there is a misconception within the art world that there is one good or bad way of doing something, that there's one right or wrong way of approaching art. And I'm here to tell you that there isn't. As long as you don't expect to be hired as an professional illustrator for the Supernatural TV show, which I assume most fan artists aren't, just do whatever you want to. At the end of the day, progression is progression. As long as you do it right, do it well, and do it a lot, who really gives a crap what you do or how you do it? I also see this a lot when it comes to fans critiquing one another. There's a lot of people who will go on the offensive whenever they see something being done in what they consider to be a wrong way or in an, to them, offensive way. I'm not saying that there's no such thing as being offended by art. There is, and you should feel welcome to be so. All I'm saying is you should be open to the fact that somebody is doing something just for the fun of it and shouldn't critique them simply because you feel that what they did was wrong, the technique they used was wrong, the subject matter that they drew was wrong. Likewise, I'm hoping and praying that this particular tutorial will be met with open arms, because fan art is a very divisive subject within the art community. Some people think it's just great and do it all you could, and other people, especially in the Feng Shui or yeah, especially in the concept art communities, aren't big fans of it. Feel that you should not be doing this and that is not conducive to your art career. And in a way, I can see what they mean. In a lot of the concept art, you do have to sell yourself on design. And if you're doing fan art, you're not really selling yourself on design. You're just copying somebody else's design. However, that's not what this video is about. It's not about selling yourself as an artist. It's about progressing as an artist. And in that respect, you should really consider whatever you do right. As long as you're drawing, as long as you're being um, progressive in what you do, as long as you're challenging yourself, you should feel okay about it. You should feel like you've done something. You shouldn't be down on yourself for not doing something the way that somebody else wants you to. This applies to many parts of life, but it also applies to school. If you're happy with what you've produced, then who really cares what anybody else thinks? I mean, it becomes a different thing if you have to be professional, but I think it's important to know that your own happiness with a construction is just as important as somebody else's. It's just as important to know that you are the first and last judge of anything you create, and somebody else really comes in second. Um, this, of course, being said, you can still be unhappy with what you create, and that's really where the problem comes in. If you don't like something you create, then don't share it, don't show it, don't feel like you're obligated to prove yourself to somebody else simply because you have created something. I have many times in my career as a blogger, which I did for a while, thought it was very important to show something even if I felt like it was unfinished or even if I felt like it didn't meet the standard that I was happy showing. And I think as a result, subpar products became part of what I considered my brand for a good long while. And that's not really something that excited me. And it's one of the reasons that there became very large gaps in my productivity as an artist. So this was my mini rant on fan art and the merits thereof. I created this small supernatural inspired piece of fan art of Jared Padalecki, and I hope you enjoyed it.